Okay. You may go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hey guys, our little rock star team. Okay, we are going to talk today about reaching out and how reaching out and taking action. So posting on Facebook is something a lot of us do, and that means we are open for business. And it's great. That is part of it. You have to be open for business, but posting on Facebook is not going to grow your business. So although we need it to start, that is not what's going to take your business to the next level.
It cannot be the only thing that you do. You can't just post, it can, like, for instance, when you're first starting, posting will bring in a lot of probably interest in people, but if you want to grow with this business, it can't be the only thing that you do.
Right.
Carrie Jo and I have both said that we wished we would have started reaching out a lot earlier in our Plexus career. So I reached out to my immediate family and a few of my friends, and that's really it. Everyone kind of came to me the first 6 months. It was really at 6 months is when I decided I needed to start reaching out, because the interest kind of waned. I mean, people know you're the Plexus person. Okay, whatever, then you have to start being a little more proactive. Okay, also, it's not your job to decide if the products or the business is right for someone. It's your job to let them know about the opportunity, but do not prejudge before you're reaching out. And this is really hard. Even now, to this, after being in this business for a year and a half, it's still really hard. I will look at a name and think they're not gonna want the product. They don't need the products, or they don't need the business, or they wouldn't be interested, or whatever. It's not your job to decide that. It's just your job to inform them of the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. And the one thing too is you need to invite people to do this with you. And that's what it is about reaching out. And you've invited them, and that's what's really important. But the first way in starting to reach out at all is to develop what we call a Franks list. And Franks, Franks, stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood, kids, and service organizations or spouses. So I'll say that again. Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood, kids, service organizations, and spouses. So what that means is you're going to take that list, and what are you going to do with it, Jenny? How many should you get?
100. Your goal is 100. Try to write down 100 names based on, you can use the Franks as a guide because it's kind of hard. Like, you kind of get stumped and think, oh my God, I don't know 100 people, or, but you can use the Franks method as a guide to write down 100 names. And guys, I thought this would be like really hard to do, but once the names start coming in your head, and again, don't prejudge. Don't think, oh, that person sells Advocare, or that person doesn't need to lose weight. Do not prejudge. Just write down every single name that comes to your mind. And it will be easy for you to create 100. Mine is over 100 now. And you can always add to the list, but start with 100. Just start with 100. That's your goal.
Exactly. And so when you have that list of 100, you can begin reaching out to them about things other than Plexus. So that is your list of people that you're going to build a relationship with. And you're going to start reaching out to them and say, it's their birthday. So you're going to send them a message. Jenny always recommends this, to send them a message saying happy birthday versus just posting on their wall. Make it a little bit more personal. So you can start messaging them about simple things like, oh my gosh, I saw the birthday party you put together the other day and it was great. Or, girl, I love your pictures on Facebook. I haven't seen you so long. How are you doing? That is building a relationship with those 100 people.
Right.
So that is really important in reaching out. It doesn't have to start always just being about Plexus, but I guarantee you when they see the messages coming from you, they're going to think about you in Plexus because your door is always open and you're posting on Facebook about Plexus.
Right, exactly. And, they might not, if you reach out, they might not immediately take the bait. It might be 6 months, but you are creating the relationship. You're building the relationship because this business is about relationships. And if you're laying down the groundwork for a relationship with them, reconnecting from high school, or, friends that you used to work with, or anybody like that, just making those reconnections, then it could lead to them asking you about Plexus, or eventually you feeling comfortable enough to go, okay, now's a really good time. If maybe they posted about their energy or posted about their type 2 diabetes or something that they're struggling with, then you already have the groundwork, the relationship, so where you can feel comfortable about reaching out to Plexus with them. So remember, it's about building relationships with long lost people, or just with any of your friends.
Right. And the other thing is, voice messaging is huge. And when you can learn to voice message, you are going to gain so much, because they can hear your passion in your voice message. If you are sending somebody a message and it's this long thing, they're not going to want to look at it or read it or really be into it too much. If you send a voice message, they can hear your passion, and they're more likely to listen to it than if you go blah, 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 Plexus, and they see that first sentence and they might not, really listen to the rest.
Exactly.
They might not even read it. But if you are sending a voice message, they are going to listen to it, and really they'll gain a lot with that.
Right. I totally agree. I'm a big fan of the voice message.
Oh
And
my gosh.
it's time, it's time not consuming. It's time, it's effective with your time.
Yes.
Whereas you don't have to type everything out. It's a lot more effective to just go, hey girl, da 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 da, because it's only a minute. You only got a minute unless you do 2 or 3.
Right.
So it really is a win-win for both.
Right. And if you don't know how to voice message on Facebook, you need to ask us and we will teach you, because it is so easy.
Well, and really my world opened up with the voice message when Terry Jo showed me that if I messed up, then I can just slide it to the side, because I need a little practice runs before. Now I've gotten pretty good where I don't need a whole lot of practice, but before I would mess up and then I was worried about sending it. So I just avoided it. But
wait, how do you not send it? How do you delete it?
Okay. So let's go into the messenger and see if anybody can see this when I do it. Probably not. Hang on. Okay. So if I'm going to go send a new message, you click the little recording button.
You hold it down.
Okay, so you're clicking, you see it? Okay,
Yep.
I'm clicking this and I'm talking blah, blah, blah. If you slide it over, it'll cancel it.
Oh, I thought it was a one and done, man.
Nope, you
I know.
tap on it and you let go, it's going to go.
Right, okay.
Hold it.
So y'all may get like 6 messages in your inbox while I test that out.
You need to practice. That's what we did. We practiced on each other.
I did. I had to make sure I didn't believe her at first. I didn't want to send these wonky ass messages. So,
Okay.
yeah. So once I figured that out, then I was like, oh, this is golden. I love this. So
Right. Exactly.
And also another thing that I do before I reach out to anybody is I check their Facebook page. If I'm Facebook friends with them, I check their Facebook page.
Yes.
And I see, if they recently went on vacation, or if, somebody celebrated a birthday, or if they, something about their 4th of July, like today, I did a lot of 4th of July messages, just to kind of make it a little bit more personal before just really cold messaging. So just another way to kind of build that relationship and make that connection a little bit. Who's waving? Who is that? Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
Okay. So a couple things like when reaching out, a couple things that you can start off with are voice messaging, of course, like we were saying. But when you reach out to someone, you can say, I love this quote. One of the Diamonds told us this at convention, and I think it's fantastic. It was basically sending a voice message saying, okay, I loved your baby pictures the other day. Your baby is growing up so much. And then you say, okay, I know you're a busy mom and you lack energy like I did, and I have got to share Plexus with you. So give the spiel. Has anyone told you about Plexus before? And then that's it. You're just asking them a question. But when you're reaching out, one of the things to keep in mind is to do 2 statements and end with a question. You don't want to blab on forever and ever because they don't want to hear it. But if you do 2 statements and you always end with a question because you want to have some engagement going back and forth.
Right.
That was one of my favorite ways. And that's just not a way you're not spieling Plexus. You're just like, okay, I know you're a busy mom, just like me. And has anyone shared Plexus with you before?
I absolutely love that because I hadn't heard that before when she said, has anyone shared Plexus with you? And I've used that since coming back from convention because I think it's a lot less, I don't know, like forward or like, aggressive. It's really like, I would love to share Plexus with you. Has anybody talked to you about it? I really feel like that's a great way to open the door.
Right.
But yeah. Do you have another example?
Well, another one was just to say something like, hey girl, not sure if you noticed, but I'm kind of loving Plexus. Yeah, right. I'd love to give you a sample. Can I send you one? And just something very simple and fast like that is another good way to do it. But again, voice messaging, short and simple is better.
Exactly.
And you can even say, hey, I'm sending you this, voice message. I was going to text you, but I'm busy doing whatever you're doing. So I thought I'd send this message, get my voice instead or something like that.
Right. I'm driving to the grocery store or I
thought of you. Right. Something like that.
Right. Exactly. Making it as personal as you can.
Right.
I think
the other day I sent one to somebody and all I said was, I want you on my Plexus team. That is all.
Shut up. That's amazing.
And all she sent me back was, ha! But that's all I sent. And so I just opened the door.
And you're planting the seed. You're planting the seed. And it's also like the more confidence you can put into them when reaching out.
Right.
Like, I want you on my team. Hi, Heather. Can she not hear us?
Heather. Sorry.
Hey.
Hey. Is it over?
We just were excited to see your face.
I know. We were just excited to see your face.
But really,
yay. Okay. Continue on.
We were just thinking about reaching out and how to make it super simple. 2 statements, end with a question. And like that one I just did it 2 days ago or yesterday or whatever. And I was just like, I want you on my Plexus team. That is all.
Yeah.
Super excited.
And I love that because it's flattering. Like, it's flattering. If somebody like reaches out and says, I want you, you're going to be amazing. Like, that's what you're instilling that confidence in them. You're planting the seed. You're instilling the confidence. And I mean, that's flattering. If they can't walk away going, well, that was annoying. I mean, no, they can't. It's like, they want me. I mean,
Right.
So yeah, I love that. I totally love that.
So anyway, that's another way. But definitely the 2 statements and a question I think are huge. Do you have, what are some other ways you reach out, Jenny?
Well, today it was a lot about 4th of July, asking about, I saw you at the fireworks, or I saw your family was in town, or blah, blah, blah. I also am always looking for people to complain on Facebook because they do it all the time. Like this one girl just last week was talking about her new diet. She was like, I don't believe in restrictive diets. I'm going to be on the Sweet Frog and she said Starbucks, iced coffee, and Sweet Frog diet. And that's how I'm going to lose the weight for marathon training. And so I was like, well, I have to voice message her. That's like crazy. And so I did. I was like, I feel compelled to reach out to you. Like, something in my heart is telling me I need to reach out to you about this opportunity, because it does not have to be that way. You can live a healthy, balanced life and still enjoy those things without the deprivation. And so anyway, just constantly looking for like people that need it, talking about the energy, which people talk about that a lot, how tired they are.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. I mean, just any example like that. And I jump right on.
Right. Well, and another way, like one of the diamonds also told us at convention, was to lead with, okay, I know that you love health and wellness, and I see greatness in you, and I would love for you to join my team.
Yeah.
To really like flatter them up like that. If you see somebody that you see greatness in, you need to tell them.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
They'll be totally flattered. And the other thing they mentioned too was to go for the nose. Just go for the nose, because you may be the answer to prayer to somebody. You have no idea. That's why we cannot prejudge. You cannot pre-assume anybody does not need this. It is not our job to decide whether or not they need the products or the business. It is our job to invite every single person we know and let them decide.
Right.
So go for the nose, and then once you have the no, you just keep planting that seed with them.
I think it's Melissa Eichenhurst talked about she loves no's because it's that much. She's that much closer to a yes.
Right.
And, you know, no's are also not really no's. It's a not now or a not yet. So unless they flat out say, get away from me, I'm going to, like, you know, put a restraining order on you. Do not talk to me. Like, I keep on reaching out because you just never know about what their timing is and when they will be ready. Because like Amy, I did not call Amy. She was reaching out for a year and I still did not say yes, yes, yes. It was her reaching out at the right time when I just decided it was right for me. So, but it was her reaching out.
Right. So. Exactly. And the other thing too is, you know, when you share in the voice messaging, hi, Holly. There's Holly. Make sure you share with passion and belief. You've got to have belief in the product.
Sorry. I just saw her. I don't have the full screen. I had to swipe to see her. So
new face. It's fun. But just keep sharing with passion and belief. I think that is really huge. You've got to have your passion in it, and you've got to share the belief. You have to have the belief in the products to be able to succeed. For sure.
They say the belief in the company, belief in the products, belief in network marketing, and belief in yourself. Those are the four. When those come together, you're unstoppable. I mean, you can really be unstoppable. But passion, I agree. Enthusiasm and passion when reaching out, that's the only way. Even when people go, no, you know, then go, okay, well, sorry about that. Right. And that's the way to be. I mean,
okay,
kindness.
Exactly. One of the things, Amy posted this on something, it was from our Diamond Upline the other day, and it was talking about how it's easy to post and hope, and we kind of talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but it's easy to post on Facebook and then hope for people to come, and to hope someone sees the corporate special, and to hope when someone likes your status and comments or sends a message. But like we were saying earlier when we started this, is that just means you're open for business when you're posting on Facebook. It does not mean that's not how you're going to grow your business. You have to reach out. You have to invite every single person you know and share in this opportunity, because it is not our place to judge. So you have to be bold, and you have to be confident, and you have to stop hoping, and you have to start taking action. And that is all about reaching out.
Right. I love that. I mean, reaching out is really another word for another phrase for taking action. You're taking action with the growth of your business, with making people healthy. I mean, I love the way that was phrased.
Right. Definitely. Okay, so we need to talk about the elevator speech and what an elevator speech is. And every single one of us needs to have an elevator speech. And what that means is you need to have, when somebody says to you, what is Plexus? Or tell me about Plexus, or so what are you doing? You need to have a 15-second elevator speech about what Plexus has done for you, maybe personally, or why you started in Plexus. And then you need to be able to follow that up with 15 seconds about the business. So I did this the other day. Like, I actually went elevator speech in my head when the lady at Chick-fil-A asked me about my shirt that I was wearing. But basically, if someone goes, what is Plexus? Then I go, oh my gosh, Plexus is a health and wellness company. I actually started for weight loss and more energy, but it's given me so much more than that. I've lost 2 sizes and I'm migraine free. My husband was a diabetic and it's dropped into pre-diabetic levels, and it's really just done a lot for us. But the business just exploded for me. I really had no idea that it would provide me so much financial freedom, and maybe give like another 10 seconds about that. But when someone asks you about Plexus, without thinking about it, you need to be able to say what it is, why you started it, what it's done for you, and then end a little bit with the business. And it's to be sincere. And I know Sonia Dudley says this a lot, and she says, you can say something like, you know what, here, let me give you my card. When you have a chance, reach out to me, or here is a sample. I'm not sure if it will help you, but it's done a lot for me. And she says it very passionately, but it's kind of like, she calls it the push and pull effect, where you're pushing the information on them, but you're pulling back. I don't know if it's going to help you, but it's helped me a lot. I don't know if it's right for you, but it's really done a lot for me. Mm-hmm. And that way you're not just throwing Plexus at them. You're giving them the opportunity to make their own choice.
Right.
But that's I think that push-pull is kind of a really good idea. I'm not sure if this is perfect for you, but it's been perfect for me.
I love that. I haven't heard that, and I do like that idea.
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. You didn't try it with your Chick-fil-A, girl?
I didn't. There was a guy behind me, and I got a little flustered. But I mean, I guess I have tried in the essence, but I haven't tried it in her theory of thinking about it push and pull. But I guess that's kind of what you do when you talk about it with anybody, is that you go, I mean, I love this. It works great for me.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's kind of like you're giving them the information but letting them make the choice.
Right.
So you're not being pushy.
This is really hard. The elevator speech is really hard for me for some reason. It's hard because Plexus means so much to me now, and it's become so much more than what I started with. It's really hard for me to wrap it up all in a 10-second speech. Yep. But I usually say, because people will usually say, you know, what is Plexus? Or, you know, tell me about it, or whatever. And I usually always say that it's a health and wellness company that creates products for blood sugar imbalances, gut health, and inflammation. And that kind of can
sums
it all up. And then I'll talk about how it's helped me tremendously with my sugar addiction and my energy. But what I really love about it is it's helped me get off my Marilax because my gut was in bad shape. Because I did read somebody say, one of the diamonds said, you can tell a little bit about how it's helped you, and then like really kind of nail it with what the biggest impact it has had on you. Right. And really, it's probably been my gut, my Marilax addiction. That was the biggest thing it helped for me. So always end with the most powerful thing that you feel like it's helped you with. And then you can go into your financial testimony, which that's always a struggle too.
Right.
It is. I mean, because you don't want to go, well, you know, but it is something that people need to be aware of, just like blood sugar imbalances, just like gut health and migraines and cholesterol and all the other things that it helps with physically. People struggle with financial issues. Right. And this is a financial opportunity as well. So that's something that Helen McFadden really like nailed into when we watched her. It like nailed into my brain, because it's true. We're really hesitant to talk about how it's helped us financially. So,
but it is true, because people are wishing they would have an extra $300 a month, and this provides that easily.
Right. Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
You just can't expect it to come to you without trying.
Right.
I think
without reaching out.
Right. And you can get so far without reaching out. When you can. People can see the changes in you. Like Jenny and I said, we wish, we waited till about 6 months until we both started reaching out, because people just came to us for the first 6 months roughly.
Right.
And then you realize that's not how you're going to grow your business at all. It's just not.
Right. It's not.
Every single person.
And I really do think the not prejudging is really important. And also, just because somebody was once a customer, was once tried it, and then said it didn't work for them. Exactly. That doesn't mean that they are never going to come back to you and try it again. Never going to come back to you and be interested in the business. So having the open mind when reaching out. And, one thing that they were talking about at convention, we sat in a senior gold breakout session, and I can't remember who it was, but she was saying, revisit your list. Like we talked about making the 100 list from the Franks, from the Franks model, making your 100 list, and then going back and revisiting it. And I don't know why that never dawned on me. Because I'm always like, oh, a no is not a no, but yet I haven't gone back and reached back out to the people that I reached back out, 6 months ago and who told me no. Well, I'll be darned, I'm doing that this week. I'm like, oh, well, I got to check back in with her because it's been 6 months. Who knows what their mindset is right now? They could really be needing Plexus at this moment.
Right.
So that's another thing that they were talking about that I thought was really good.
Right. And two, when you've reached out to someone, you can't just stop and be like, oh, I reached out, I told them about it. One of the things that we have talked about before was, and I love these numbers if I can find them. Okay. And this kind of deals with following up, which just going to touch base a little bit about it. But if you've reached out to somebody and they didn't respond to you, they didn't anything, you can follow up again. Maybe it's a week later, maybe it's 2 weeks later. I mean, it could be 3 days later, whatever you deem. But you would say, hey, just wanted to check in and make sure you got my message. I really, really want to tell you about Plexus. I really just love it so much. Did you get my message or something like that? But you can reach back out again. You don't just reach out once and then forget about it.
Right.
Because, and this is why, because 48% of people never follow up with a prospect. What does that mean? Only 25% of people make a second contact, 12% make a third contact, and 10% make 3 contacts. And this is what separates the people in Plexus and anything we do, separates us from the dreamers and the doers. There's people who dream about it and want to succeed, but they're not the doers. And if you're only going to reach out once, you're just you're just dreaming about it, But 2% of commitments and sales are made on the initial contact. So if you reach out to 100 people, 2 people are only going to say yes right away. If 3% of sales are made on the second contact, 5% of sales are made on the third contact, 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of people joining Plexus or starting are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. So know in your mind right now, you have to reach out to somebody 12 times before they're going to join you. And Jenny always says there's peace in knowing that, because you have to know that I've got to reach out to somebody 12 times before they're finally going to join me. And if you know that, it makes it easier.
Right. And you also got to remember that a lot of these people, I mean, yes, we are talking about reaching out, but a lot of these people that you are following up with have reached out to you first, have asked about Plexus. So they have done the initial asking. So you know that there's an interest. And when you know that there's an interest, then you shouldn't feel bad about continuing to follow up until you get an answer, at least an answer at that point. And that, I can't remember. Somebody had said that. One of the diamonds had said that. And that was another little nugget of information that I logged in my brain. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. I have a girl that reached out a year ago and she was interested in the business and never responded. I sent her some information and she responded every once in a while and hasn't responded since. But it doesn't stop me because she reached out. There's something that I posted that piqued her interest about the business. And I know that one day she will either file a police report on me and be like, get this woman away from me, or she will join my team. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. But that gives me peace. And when I continue to reach out and she doesn't answer, I know that there's something in her that's interested because she did initially reach out to me. So
right.
You just kind of have to have a hard shell.
Right.
And, like Amy was talking about today. I mean,
you need to be emotionally mature for this business. Amy shared that with us today. You have to be emotionally mature. You have to know you're going to get the word no. You have to know people are probably going to return the product with their 60-day money-back guarantee. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to know that they might come back to you later, right? Just because, right. I mean, there's a diamond, or there's probably a couple, but I know one diamond for sure that she has returned her product in the first 60 days. And then she came back 3 or 4 months later, she joined and now she's a diamond.
Yeah.
So you have to know you're going to get no's, and you have to understand you've got to kind of make a thick skin for it. And it's okay, because you know what? They just don't know how great it is yet. So it's your job to convince them how great it is. And then when they say, I'm really going to return this, I don't care. Well, you got to feel sorry for them is what Amy says. You have to feel sorry for them that they don't know how good it is.
Yeah. So, absolutely. Well, who is it? It's what's the old Medina, Sheila Medina. When somebody says it just doesn't work for me, she goes, girl, you got to go get your blood drawn because something's wrong with you. If these products aren't working, they're so good. If they're not working for you, there is something wrong with you. Like, that's how confident she is in these products. And when you have that confidence, it's like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because nothing can affect you. So it's just like Michelle Thomas talking about last year when she was crossing the stage to get her check at convention. She had just gotten diamond. To get her big reward check, she had somebody reach out to her and said, these aren't working for me. I want my money back. I'm going to get my, I'm going to return the products and get my money back. As she's crossing the stage to get her diamond check. I mean, it happens to us all, but you just have to be okay with it and just feel sorry for them, like Amy said. So.
Right. So Rita Davenport is this really funny, amazing woman, and she spoke to us at convention. And one of the things that she said is when someone says no to you, laugh. You need to laugh about it. And she said, in your mind, you need to think, I'm glad they said no because they would have run this business into the ground.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's like, you've got to put it in your perspective and been like, fine, they don't need it anyway. They would have been awful. Or, just understand that it's not you that they're saying no to. They're just not open and ready for it yet. And when you can understand that piece about it, then it makes reaching out a lot easier.
It really does. I totally agree with that. You got to have a sense of humor. You got to have a sense of humor.
You have to have a sense of humor. And she was saying, too, there are 350 million people that have not heard about Plexus.
That's wild.
So when you think about it that way, too, there is loads of people. You can think, gosh, I don't have anybody left. But, yes, you do. We know hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. You just have to think about it.
Exactly. Have to open your mind.
Right.
For sure. Does anybody have any questions?
We unmute everybody.
Yeah, unmute. Anybody?
Holly, Heather, Mercedes, anybody?
Questions or comments or anything?
Nope.
What? You know it all. You don't have any questions?
I'm multitasking. Sorry.
That's okay. You can talk.
No, you're good. You're good. I just didn't want to mute anybody if anybody had something to contribute.
Right. Right.
Right.
Anything else you wanted to discuss here, Joe?
Well, I think like Rita Davenport, she was really good. She really just speaks about like, why would you be afraid to ask anyone to join you in this business? Because what do you have to lose? And find out, like figure out in your mind why. You need to know your why. You need to know why you're doing this. What is your why? And that's kind of along with your elevator speech. What is your why? And once you can figure out your why you're running with this, why you're passionate about it, once you can figure out your why, you can really go a lot further in reaching out because it becomes easier to share your passion. So I think the big thing too is the voice messaging is huge. I think that every single person should try the voice messaging. I think you'll get a lot further in sharing your passion. But reaching out, the goal should be reaching out for 3 people every day.
Right. Okay, that's what I was going to say. So,
Did you say, oh crap?
What? What are you laughing at?
Did you say, oh crap?
No, I said yes, right. I didn't say oh crap.
I swear I heard an oh crap.
No, I did not. I did not say oh crap. I said yes, right.
That was Heather.
Oh, was it somebody else? Oh, it wasn't me.
Okay. You should
This is
reaching out to 3 people a day.
Yes. Okay. So with your Frank, because I know after I made my Franks list, then I just kind of stared at it and I went, oh my God, where do I begin? Like, they always talk about like hitting your warm market first, and your warm market is like the people that are around you, your close friends, the people you have relationships with already. So those are the people you want to reach out to first, your family and friends. And then it kind of trickles down from there. But you also want, like, out of the 100, you can put together a dream team. Everyone always talks about a dream team. Like, if nobody said no, who would be the people that you would really want on your team? And when you make that list out, those are scary people. They're usually scary people to reach out to, but those are the ones you should reach out to first. but I still like had a hard time with my list. I just like would stare at it and go, I don't know. I would, okay, I should do this one or this one. I don't know. So I started doing this a while back, and then I got out of the habit, and I just started in July, and I printed off a July calendar. Yep. And I would take my list of 100 and then start just marking 3 people down in each of the days of who I wanted to reach out to that day. And it really made it easy, because I found that when I got to the time of when I was going to sit down and reach out, I would just stare at that list, and then I would talk myself out of people. So now I have these people on each day, and it's already decided for me, basically. And a lot of times, like, I've been kind of doing some erasing and switching around, because somebody will say something, somebody else will reach out, I'll see something on Facebook, so I know you need to get to this person first, you know. So it's not set in stone, but at least it gives you a schedule or a little bit of a guide on how to approach your 100s list, because the list can be intimidating, truthfully. So that is how I do it, and that's helped me with it. And then I highlight. I love my highlighter, and I highlight when I'm done. I'm like, woohoo, got that one done. Yep. And that gives me a sense of accomplishment. So that's how I do it.
I do too. I made a calendar, and it's helped a lot, because then I pre-set it out so I know who I'm going to reach out to. But I have had to change it, you know, because there's something that pops up first or whatnot.
Right.
But I think
it gives you a guide.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
But I think one of the things too is keep in mind when reaching out is scary, unless you think I'm selfish for not sharing about these products. These products are that good. I think every single person needs it. And when you understand and have that peace, it also becomes easier to reach out, because we're selfish for keeping it a secret. If you knew of a friend that they found the best mascara in the world, and it was only $1, but they never told anybody about it, wouldn't you be kind of ticked off? You'd be mad that they weren't sharing this great opportunity or this great deal with you. Right? So it's we have these products that have changed our life and have changed our financial situation. It is selfish of me to not tell everybody about it.
It's almost like the people that you don't reach out to should really be offended. Like, dang, like, why didn't Jenny reach out to me about this amazing, like, that's what I was thinking about in the grocery store. Like, I was shopping, grocery shop, whatever, and this, and I'm thinking, God, the people that I don't reach out to should really be offended, because it's such an amazing opportunity, and these products are fantastic that I love, like, the people that I'm sharing with, I truly love, and I want it to help them and to see them thrive with it. So anyway, that's another way to kind of turn it around in your head, so it's not so intimidating to reach out.
Okay, so one of the other fears that a lot of people have, or when a new ambassador comes on and they go, I can't share yet because I need a testimony.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Okay, so I totally get that, because that's what I told Jenny. I was like, girl, you're skinny and you're fit. You can tell people about it all the time, but until I lost some weight, I can't tell anybody. Well, then I realized 4 days in, like August 4th or something, I think it was, I no longer crave Diet Coke. And I realized if that could do it for me, everybody needs to know about this. But I shouldn't have needed to wait for that testimony, because there are 20-year-olds in our Plexus business that are sharing about the body cream and how it helps with wrinkles. Okay, if they can do that, if they can share about the body cream and that it doesn't have wrinkles or helps you with wrinkles, how can we not share about it, period? If a 20-year-old can share about the wrinkle cream, how can we not share about everything in general? You don't have to wait for a testimony. You don't have to wait till you see success. If you have a new ambassador that's joining you, because everybody I think on right now is comfortable with sharing.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Okay, but if we can, and you have a testimony, so, you know, Holly, but if you can share, if these people can share about a wrinkle cream and they don't need it for wrinkles, then we can share about everything. We don't have to wait for that testimony. Just start sharing about the opportunity, because again, we're being selfish by not letting people know about it.
Well, and there are thousands of testimonies, so you don't have to have one, because there are thousands of testimonies out there that speak for our products. So yeah, that definitely shouldn't be something that stops you.
Right. But just keep in mind, it's about building relationships too. I think we kind of talked about that at the beginning, but this is a relationship business. It is not just let's get a customer and have them on the products. You've got to care about their situation. You have to care about who they are, and it's about building a relationship with that person, because it's not like we're giving them mascara and saying, go use it, put some more on. You're not wearing enough.
Right.
You're trying to help them feel better. And there is nothing better in this world than helping someone feel healthier, or get rid of their migraines, or get rid of their headaches, or feel more confident in their own body. So there's a lot of avenues in this to help somebody with. And again, we're selfish for not sharing.
Right.
Big word of the day.
Exactly. Your favorite quote.
Yep, exactly.
But when you get that, when you get to that mindset, then it makes it easier to reach out. I mean, it really, really does. So, I mean, I totally understand. Like, we have something and we need to share it.
Right. Okay, so anybody have questions yet? Anybody? No? No questions? No questions? Mercedes, do you have anything?
I do want to say that, I mean, our team is like crazy exploding. Like, oh my gosh, like y'all are amazing. Like, when we went to convention, some of the other legs in Generation Plexus were asking us what we were doing, because our team is just on fire. And they were talking about just how amazing that the posting was, like that our team was just posting so well. And there really was, it's taken notice about how well y'all are doing with your posting, you're reaching out, our team is growing. It's pretty fantastic. And I want y'all to know that I mean, it's like wildfire, our growth. So that's really, really cool. And there was something I was going to say with that too, and I can't remember. I was going to say something else. So, okay, it'll come with me. Hopefully it'll come to me. But anyway, that I just wanted to like commend y'all for doing such a great job, because y'all are sharing, y'all are doing a great job sharing enthusiastically, passionately. It's pretty amazing. But really, there was something I was going to say that was really cool, and I can't remember it.
I'll come back to you.
Maybe tonight, right before I fall asleep. That's when I'll remember it.
Right.
So.
For sure.
But,
so just remember, if you're reaching out, you need to follow back up. You can't just reach out one time and leave it alone. I think that's the other big key, is if you reach out, you need to follow up with that.
Right. And keep following it, and keep following it, and keep following
Yeah,
it.
12 times.
Exactly.
12 times. Okay, if nobody has any questions, that's all we wanted to talk about, unless you have something you want to know.
Anybody? No?
Anybody? I'm really close to that picture. And I rode in a car all day. I was feeling really rough.
Oh.
Look at that burn on my arm. That's from tubing. You see that?
Ouch. Does that hurt worse than your back?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we will say bye to everyone. Okay. Thank y'all for joining.
Yes,
y'all are awesome. Because I know it's not easy to.
Hi.
Do you have any questions, Mercedes? No?
No. Okay.
Okay, we'll go. We'll go back to your busy lives.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys, bye.
Have a good night.